is up, everyone? It is time for yet another tier list video. I am your host, BC Kane, and today we are ranking every single Villainous team from the mainline Pokemon games. Not the side ones, so not like Team Cypher or whatever it was in Pokemon Coliseum, but just the mainline games. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams here. So we're going to go through each one and see which are the best and which are the worst. But without further ado, let's get going. So to start, we have the OG Team Rocket from Kanto. So I like Team Rocket, right? I like Team Rocket. However, I do think the other teams have done more to stand out as far as like designs and goals and whatnot. So I think Team Rocket, if I were to rank this honestly, I would probably go with like maybe just a basic C tier. Again, I do like them. It's just they are kind of like a basic sort of team where it's like their goal is to just take over the world and capture the strongest Pokemon, right? They're going after Mewtwo and whatnot. But yeah, I do think other teams have had kind of similar goals, but have done other things to you know, get towards those goals. Like we'll get to Team Plasma eventually, but yeah, I think Team Rocket is just a fine team. Like I like their base in Kanto. It's cool getting to go through Silph Co as well. But yeah, and they're in Johto too, so they're like the only team that appears in. Well, no, that's actually not true because we have Team Plasma. But they appear in two games. They appear, well, 2 generations. They appear in Gen 1 and 2 as like the big evil team. They were in Gen 1, they get disbanded, and then Gen 2 they come back and they're disbanded again. Giovanni's not there in Gen 2 though, so that's the only difference. But yeah, it's a fine evil team. It works for what it is. It's, you know, it's the OG team, so respect there. But I think other teams in other games have done more to you know, have more unique goals, and their whole plan of like getting to those goals is a lot more unique than Team Rocket does, which is kind of basic. So yeah, I like Giovanni. I like the admins. I like the characters. I like the grunts. I love the music, especially that wild, or not wild battle theme. What am I saying? The grunt battle theme in Heart Gold Soul Silver is so goddamn good. Love it. But yeah, Team Rocket is a very solid C tier. Alright, so we're going to rank Team Magma and Team Aqua together because, yes, they're 2 different teams, but they're in the same game, which is kind of unique because Hoenn has 2 evil teams now. But their motos are kind of similar. It's just, you know, what they're expanding, like the sea and the land and whatnot. So we'll put them together. Plus, they have the same music, so it makes sense. So yeah, Team Magma and Team Aqua are pretty cool because Team Magma is trying to expand the land with Groudon, and then we have Team Aqua who's trying to expand the sea with Kyogre. Personally, I kind of prefer Team Aqua because of their like whole pirate-esque sort of design. Team Magma's cool as well. Archie's also the cooler leader in my opinion. I think Maxie's the smarter of the two because he's like a scientist or something, and then Archie's like a pirate leader sort of thing. But yeah, I kind of prefer Team Aqua. I would say if I were to rank them, I do like their different encounters in Gen 3, like the Mount Chimney one and their base like underwater for Team Aqua. That's kind of cool. And Emerald too, where you get to fight both evil teams, like, cause in Ruby and Sapphire you only tackle one, right, based on what version you choose, and then in Emerald you get to tackle both of them at the same time, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I'd probably put them like maybe like a high B. I do prefer Aqua over Magma just slightly because of the whole pirate aesthetic. But yeah, they're both cool teams, cool designs. I like the leaders. The admins are kind of so-so. In my opinion, they're kind of just, I mean, they're more prevalent in ORAS because they give them like a bigger role, sorta. So that's cool, but they're still kind of not the most memorable admins. Same with Team Rocket, honestly. But yeah, again, got a great battle theme. Their motos are pretty unique. Like I said, the whole like, you know, expand the sea, expand the land sort of thing. So yeah, I rank them at a very high B tier for both teams. Oh boy, now we got Team Galactic. Now, their outfits are some of my favorites. I love the whole, like, spacesuit sort of thing, like Power Ranger style. Their outfits are dope. Their hair can be kind of questionable because they got, like, you know, all the grunts have, like, this blue sort of short hairstyle. Like, even the females have it. It's a good hairstyle, but people kind of have made fun of it over the years. But Team Galactic's goal is basically to use Dialga and Palkia to, like, make a new world or something, right? Like, I think Cyrus wants to make a whole new world. just for himself. So that's pretty neat, I guess. The anime did a good job of showcasing how that would look, which is kind of terrifying. But yeah, they got a great battle theme. You can probably hear it in the background. Great battle theme. Their encounters are not really the best in terms of like their locations. I do like the Galactic headquarters, but it does kind of scream Silphco ripoff a little bit. I still like it. I'm not saying I hate it, but you can tell it was really inspired by Silphco's sort of like multi-floor, warp panel design. So not really an original sort of base for them, but it is a pretty cool place to explore nonetheless. Plus you got that final room where you get to set free Yuxi, Mesprit, and Azelf. That's kind of cool as well. But if I were to rank them, I would say they're maybe just slightly below Aqua and Magma. Their plan is pretty good, right? The whole, like, you know, control space and time and whatnot. But personally, I think I preferred Team Magma and Team Aqua's encounters in the games a little bit more. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, Spear Pillar was good too, and it was kind of a little bit shorter than I thought it would be with the summit where you fight the admins and whatnot. I do love Cyrus though. I think Cyrus might be kind of underrated as a villainous leader for these Pokemon evil teams, but he's not my favorite for sure. We'll get to that one in just a bit here. But yeah, I love Team Galactic. They're a good team. Really like them. Nostalgic for me being a huge Gen 4 fan. But if I had to rank them honestly, I'd probably say like mid to low B, but they're still pretty good. So we will rank them at a B tier. Oh man, anytime I bring up Gen 5 on any Pokemon tier list, you guys already know where this is gonna go. If you guys know me for as long as you maybe have, you guys know how much I love Gen 5, and this is gonna show right here as well, because Team Plasma, far and away, is my favorite villainous team in all Pokemon. Easy S tier. The whole motive alone of keeping people and Pokemon separate and trying to liberate Pokemon from their trainers, that goal alone, I did not expect in a Pokemon game, and they really nailed it. Plus, like, dude, N, man, one of the best characters in any Pokemon game. Like, the way they build him up so well to that reveal on the Ferris wheel where he's like, oh, hey, I'm the Plasma Cane. Like, I'm the one who's, like, you know, pulling the strings and whatnot. Like, it's all me, this random guy who you've, like, been wondering about for, like, half the game and whatnot. Plus, that final battle is so cool, too, where you get to fight with the Legendaries. So great. The Grunts are awesome. I love their battle theme. One of my favorites in the entire series. Now, we're going to rank Team Plasma 1 and 2 together. Let's start with Plasma 1. Plasma 1 is, like, the best evil team ever. Like, their motives are incredible. Love their outfits. I love all their encounters in, like, Dragon Spiral, or not Dragon Spiral. What is that one? Is it Dragon Spiral where you find N with the Legendary, I think? I forgot, but, I think it's that. I'm not sure. Oh, dude, and the Plasma Castle. Like, N's Castle at the Pokemon League, when you see that rise up in that cutscene, peak, man. Like, I was not expecting that, and it was so fucking epic. That castle literally surrounds the entire Pokemon League, and you have to go through it to get to N with that Sand Plane. So good. Oh my god. And the scene where you get all of the sages of Team Plasma, and then you get every gym leader coming in to keep them back while you're going through the castle. Oh, man. Like, it's peak, man. It's fucking peak. So, Plasma 1 is definitely an S. Now we get to Plasma 2. And I will say Plasma 2 is definitely not quite as good as Plasma 1. But I still really, really enjoy Plasma 2. I think Plasma 2 definitely has a better outfit and design in terms of how the Grunts look. Because I love the whole, like, black with the masks and the hats and whatnot. And the orange aesthetic. So good. But yeah, I will say their motive in Plasma 2 was definitely not quite as good as Plasma 1, because that's like instantly iconic. But 2 was really good, like, you know, having Getsus come back and, like, you know, have the whole new black robe and whatnot, and the cane. Again, not quite as good as Plasma 1's Getsus, but still really good. Their story is also really enjoyable. I loved it. Their encounters were fun. I love the giant plasma frigate ship that you have to go through to get to Colress and whatnot. So good. But yeah, overall, I just love Team Plasma. They're my favorite team in all of Pokemon. Favorite evil team. Like, I love them to death. They are so incredible. So easy S. Now we get to Team Flare, and this one I'm very conflicted on, because as you guys probably know from either previous tier lists I've done, like the Mainline Pokemon games one, or like any streams or videos I've done, I'm not a big fan of X and Y. I still like them, but one of the reasons why I don't really love X and Y is that the evil team in this one is not really that great. They're not bad, it's just they don't really stand out that much. First of all, the name, Team Flare. We already have a fire sort of evil team with Team Magma, so not really original there. Their outfits are great. Like, I love their whole, like, flame hairstyles and glasses and suits and whatnot. So their designs for the grunts are good. But then you get to the admins. The four, like, colored hair girls with the glasses and whatnot. I'm not even kidding you guys. I cannot remember their names, even after a decade. And you want to know why? It's because they're so, like, not important in this story. Like, they're so just there, you know what I mean? Like, the Pokeball Factory was a fun place to go through, and you fight the admins there, I believe, or was it the power plant? I forgot. You fight, I think, maybe a couple of them. But I don't know, they're just not really that memorable. Like, they have no character, really. They're not really, like, they look fine, but it's just, I think the story really, you know, didn't have them, like, be in the spotlight enough, and that kind of ruined their characters for me, because I still cannot tell you their names, and I've seen the anime where they also appear, and I still cannot remember their names. That is how unmemorable as hell they are. Like, they could have done so much more. Also, just don't have 4 admins. Like, if there was too much to remember, don't have, like, have 1 admin. Like, have, like, you know, give Lysander a sidekick and then have that be his only henchman that you meet, and then there you go. It might be more memorable. But having 4 random women who just don't really appear that important in the story, just, I don't know. Also, Lysander, man. I like Lysander, but that ending where he apparently dies, I don't know. It felt kind of like a cold ending to me. Like, I understood it, like, you know, he was trying to fire up the weapon, it failed, and then it, you know, buried him underneath the ground with the Team Flare headquarters, but I don't know, it doesn't really hit the landing for me, I feel like. I like his theme, too, and his battle is pretty cool, where he got that, like, fiery background, and he has, like, the whole, like, glasses and little robots behind his back. That's neat. But yeah, Team Flare just didn't really hit for me, so if I had to be honest, I wouldn't put him at D, but no higher than C. Like, maybe a low C tier, because this team feels like it could have been so much more than what it was. And, like, I think a Pokemon Z, which we should have gotten, because, like, you know, X and Y could have done so much more with the story and the lore and whatnot. I think Z could have really helped flesh out Team Flare in terms of their characters and the admins especially, but we didn't get that. So now Team Flare is kind of a forgettable team in my opinion. So there you go. But Team Flare is a very disappointing C tier for me. Bias alert, ladies and gentlemen. We got some bias coming in. Because I'm not like a massive fan of Sun and Moon. I do like Sun and Moon a lot better than I liked X and Y. Team Skull, man, they are not that intimidating. They're kind of like a goofball team. But here's the thing. That's why they're so enjoyable. They actually, for once, go the opposite route of like having a, you know, a villainous team that wants to like take over the world. And now they got this like goofball team with these like skull bandanas and masks and like tank tops and whatnot. But that's the thing. They're so enjoyable because of this whole like change in tone. I actually really like it. And a lot of their cutscenes are pretty damn funny. And they're like, oh my god, dude. When they do like the karate thing where they're like, whoa, whoa, what pow, we're Team Skull, what? Yeah, we're gonna steal your Pokemon, yo. Like, dude, how can you not love that? Like, Team Skull is freaking amazing, so I wouldn't put them in S tier, honestly. I'd probably go with an A tier. But yeah, I love Team Skull. Their dialogue is funny as hell. I love all their characters and whatnot. I love Guzma too. I think Guzma is kind of underrated. Not my favorite villain choice as like a villainous leader choice, I should say, but he's really funny as well. He's got some pretty good dialogue in there. But yeah, I think some people might disagree because again, Pokemon's had this whole thing where it's like, you know, the evil team has to have these like, you know, world takeover motives. They have to like take over the world and capture all the Pokemon and, you know, do whatever. But Team Skull, you know, went away with that, and I was fine with it because it was a breath of fresh air for an evil team to like, you know, not have those plans, not have those motives and actually be like a goofball evil team, and it works. It really does work, because, like, you know, they have some great dialogue, great characterization, and some good scenes. So, people might not agree with me, but you know what? I'm being honest. I rank Team Skull in A tier because they're just that enjoyable, and I love them. So, there you go. Let me know in the comments if you disagree, but, I'm not changing this. Team Skull for me is an easy A tier. So I don't think this team is really classified as an evil team based on the Pokemon wikis and whatnot, but I do think they do kind of qualify for me as the evil team because they do start off good and then they get evil towards the end, and that is the Aether Foundation from Sun and Moon. The logo is really simple. I like it. Love their outfits too. That twist too, I did not see it coming. Because, like, I know there was that one opening cutscene where you first, like, boot up the game where you see Lily being chased through Aether Paradise by the grunts and whatnot. But I didn't think they were going to be bad just because I thought Lily did something bad that, like, you know, just pissed them off and whatnot. I didn't think they were trying to, like, you know, be villains and whatnot. But then you get to that part of the game where Gladion's like, oh, Lily's at Aether Paradise and they kidnapped her, and it's like, oh, wait, they're actually bad. It was a good twist. I enjoyed that. The team themselves, though, I wouldn't go with A. I'd probably go with a B. Like, maybe like a low B, I would say. Because there are good things about them. I do love Lusamine, at least in the original Sun and Moon. The Ultra games kind of ruined her. But, yeah, the original Lusamine in Sun and Moon was a pretty damn good character. Seeing her go to Ultra Space and then fuse with Nihilego, and you get that fight with the giant, like, jellyfish Lusamine, where we call it, like, Dark Beast, whatever it is. And that song kicks in, freaking awesome. One of the best parts, for sure, about Sun and Moon. But as far as the whole, like, team themselves, they're good. Not my favorite, but they got some good things about them. Again, good designs, good characters, good theme as well. Again, a really good and simple logo. But I kind of can't put them above this, above the other teams I have here because, They are kind of, you do see them, like, kind of early in the game, but they're, like, good people at that point. You don't get, like, their whole villain side until you get to the end of the game, or at least near the end, where you got that whole, like, Lily's story going on, and then they turn villainous and whatnot, so, yeah, I still like them. I recommend a B tier, because they're, you know, they got some good things about them. They got a good theme, and good, sorry, I'm stuttering, but, yeah. Aether Foundation, B tier. Now, this was a nice surprise in Ultra Sun and Moon. Team Rainbow Rocket. Team Rocket is not only back, and they're in Alola, and they got a new, like, rainbow logo, but they literally bring in all of the villainous leaders at that point from alternate universes, like fucking Spider-Man No Way Home style, and in those universes, the leaders actually succeeded. They captured the legendary Pokemon and took over their world and whatnot. That immediately made me so invested in this whole, like, Rainbow Rocket endgame thing in Ultra Sun and Moon. So, it was cool. Plus, you got that, what is it? Lusamine's Castle being the Teamrocket base now. You have to go through it and beat all the leaders. Like, dude, it was like one of the best post-game endings in any Pokemon mainline game. It was so good. Because, again, you fight all the leaders, right? You fight Getsis, you fight Cyrus, you fight Maxie and Archie and Lysander and Giovanni, and again, they have the legendary Pokemon. So, you know, Cyrus has Yalgar Palkia, Getsis has Reshiram Zekrom, Lysander has Xerneas or Veltal, you got Maxie with Groudon, you got Archie with Kyogre. It's so good, man. And they're kind of challenging, too. If your team is not set for these fights, you will suffer because they got pretty powerful teams. They do not fuck around. So, there you go. But that made it enjoyable because it's, like, actually a challenge. Like, I think Sun and Moon was kind of on the easier side in terms of difficulty. But then this came along in the sequel games, and the challenge was definitely there. I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, honestly, I wouldn't put him above... Actually, you know what I would... You know what? I would go here. Like, I love Team Skull so much, I'd put them here. They're a very, very high A tier. Not quite S tier for me. I think, honestly, I'll do like a spoiler alert. I think we might have only one S tier over this one, because I love Team Plasma so much, and they're so unique. But But yeah, Rainbow Rocket, very, very cool surprise in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Getting all the villains to come back. You got that Team Rocket classic grunt theme when you fight them. So cool. And the Team Rocket headquarters theme plays when you're going through the castle. Also freaking cool. So, yeah, Rainbow Rocket is an easy high A tier. Oh, man. I don't want to talk about this, but I have to. Oh, my God. So, I'm not a big fan of Sword and Shield. It is my least favorite generation. I do like a lot about it, but one of the many things I don't like about it, or really hate about it, is the evil team. Team Yell, right? Let me get this straight, right? Team Skull literally nailed how to do a goofball team. Like, you know, Team Skull was not a team that was, like, world domination focused and whatnot, but they made it work. And they kind of tried it here, and they failed miserably. I despise Team Yell. All they are is a bunch of cheerleaders who are big fans of Marnie, one of the characters in the game. That's all they are. Like, you do fight them a bunch, but they still feel like so unimportant. Excuse me. They feel so unimportant. Like, they really did try to make another Team Skull sort of team, and it did not work. They did not nail it twice. So, I'm sorry, Team Yell is an F tier. I hate this team. Like, if they had an evil team plus Team Yell, like, in the background, I'd be fine with it. Like, a Team Yell were just these background characters that were just Marnie's cheerleaders, fine. Okay, cool. But to have that be your evil team for the entire generation, or the entire region and whatnot, it just didn't work. It's not fun. Like, it's just, oh my god. Again, I think they were so inspired by Team Skull and how good that team was in terms of being like a goofball team, that they're like, oh, let's do it again and make them face painted and make them cheerleaders and make them, you know, these annoying sort of bratty characters, and it just did not work. I didn't enjoy it, so yeah, sorry Team Yell fans. Team Yell is my least favorite evil team in the entire series, and an easy F tier. So similar to the Aether Foundation, the Macrocosmos are not really an evil team that's classified by like Pokemon wikis and whatnot, but they are still kind of an evil team because they do have a leader being Chairman Rose and Oleana being his admin. This team is very irrelevant because you only see them at the end of the game where you're going up that giant Rose Tower to get to where Chairman Rose is. So honestly, you guys, I'm gonna go with this one as well. Like, I think I can, how do I put this? Team Yell made me, like, I hated Team Yell. I don't know if I hate Macrocosmos, because they're not in the game enough to, like, make me want to hate them. They're just, like, very not there for the most part. You know what? I could maybe go with here. I would go higher than D tier, though. It's also funny that I went to, like, a C logo and I'm putting it, not in the C tier, but, yeah, like, again, they're only revealed at the end of the game when you get to that Rose Tower. Like, you know, Chairman Rose and Oleana are there, but, they're just unimportant. They're, like, not even part of the story until you get to the ending, and that's kind of a shame, because they could have been a good to decent team, I think, if they were, like, you know, there at the start, or if they were revealed earlier, I don't know, but, again, they're only there at the ending. The whole, like, Macrocosmo name is even, like, there until you get to the end of the game, so I don't know. I can't really say I hate them because they're not there a lot, but I don't love them because I haven't gotten to know them enough, so I think for that, it's gotta be a D tier for the Macrocosmos. And we end on Team Star. Now, first of all, for the longest time, my favorite grunt battle theme was Team Plasma, because it was just an upbeat and cool theme. And then Team Star came along, as you can hear in the background, it is freaking hype as hell. They have, by far, my new favorite grunt battle theme of all time. It is so freaking good. The team themselves can seem kinda non-threatening because they're just these kids with, you know, helmets that are just bullying people and whatnot, because they're like, you know, school kids who were kinda outcasted a little bit. But then you get Penny coming in, right? Penny's this character who's just, you know, trying to help you stop Team Star and whatnot. But then it's revealed that she kinda is the leader of Team Star, and her friends are all the admins and whatnot. And they're not really an evil team. They are, again, kids who were bullied, who were outcasted, who fought back against the bullying by being an evil team. But their whole story, in my opinion, is one of the best. Maybe even on par with Team Plasma's. So, for that reason, I'd go with A tier. I can't put them above Team Skull. It's almost there, but I'd probably put them here. But yeah, their whole, like, twist of, like, oh, they're not really that bad. They're just, like, these kids who were bullied, who are kind of fighting back against the bullies and whatnot. And, again, their theme is, cool. I love all the Team Star, raids you do, where you go to, like, their bases and, get to where the boss is and whatnot. That's a fun thing. And again, that whole, like, Penny arc where it's like, oh, I'm Cassiopeia, I'm the leader of Team Star, and my friends are all these admins you fought, and we were just trying to, you know, we became a team because we were bullied, and we were trying to, like, you know, fight back against it. It was so good, man. Again, I feel like the new generation, besides Team Yell, because Team Yell sucks, the newer gens of Pokemon are really trying to, like, step away from that, like, evil team, like, world domination aspect, and just going with, like, with like goofball and funny sort of teams, but they work, you know? Besides Team Yell, which was ass, but Team Skull and Team Star for me really worked because they are kind of goofball teams, or like, at least like non-threatening teams, but their whole story made them work. The characters made them work. Their whole presentation made them work. So honestly, I want to see more of these kinds of teams where it's like, you know, I don't need these world domination sort of teams. Like, give me the goofball teams again. Give me these goofball teams who have great characters and great stories and are just fun to be around and whatnot and fun to battle. So, yeah, sorry for rambling on there a little bit longer than I wanted to. But, yeah, Team Star, easy A tier, and with that, we're done. This list really does feel right to me because, again, I hate Team Yell, worst team ever. Macrocosmos are just kind of eh. Team Rocket and Flare are kind of average. Team Magma, Aqua, and them are above average. A is like some of my favorites, and S is like cream of the crops. There you go. So, yeah, this list is pretty good. I think I agree with it. But, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments what you thought of this list and what you would change, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.